The Football for All programme was established in 2002 and has been running for over 10 years now. It was established at the 2002 AGM when it was put forward as a motion by a board member and Special Olympics Ireland that we should be supporting disability football within the country. Initially we would have worked with 5 main governing bodies of disability sport, which have been IWA, that's Irish Wheelchair Association, Cerebral Palsy Sports Ireland, Irish Deaf Sports, Vision Sports Ireland and Special Olympics Ireland. Since 2010 we've moved into the community club scene, and we've established these Football for All club programmes. And now in 2010 originally there was 5 clubs got involved, but since 2010 and up to today we now have 23 clubs across the country involved in our Football for All club programme. Well, the FAI for the past 10 years has supported our disability international squads with financially and technically, where if coaches are needed we put them in place. We would supply them with the international gear and kit for every international tournament, and every player that plays at a European or World tournament will receive an international cap.
It's a wonderful day. Every year we present international caps to the participants who represented our country in whatever discipline it was, and to see the parents and particularly the athletes on the day when they get those international caps, it's a fantastic moment.
Probably one of the hardest things for us as an association is finding players, finding those quality players that are out there. There's a lot of players who are deaf, there's a lot of players with vision impairment, a lot of players with CP that are out playing in mainstream clubs, they're out playing in the leagues around the country. In Ireland we don't talk about disability a whole lot and stuff like that, so if it's not getting in the way, players aren't going to tell people that they have a disability. Our cerebral palsy team will be, at this moment in time, they got the bronze medal in the last European Championships, so, but their ranking at the moment is 6th in the world and 5th in Europe. Because you have CP, you have this chance to go represent your country. And it shouldn't be because you have CP you should shy away from everything. It is a disability. You have to have a disability to qualify for these teams. But these teams are as professionally run as any other international team in this association. Some even better run, if you ask me. These teams have physios, they have sports scientists, a team of sports scientists around them, strength and conditioning coaches, UEFA A minimum coaches with all the teams. So the players are getting the best support they can to become the best players they can. And when it gets to the international level, it doesn't matter what team you're talking about, it's the best of the best. Parachair football has been in existence since probably 2004, 2005, and initially the FAI would have started the programme working with organisations like Enable Ireland, like Muscular Dystrophy Ireland, CPA, Cerebral Palsy Sports Ireland. All these organisations would have children and adults with power chairs. So the programme started initially bits and pieces around the country. You might have a session in Athlone, a session down in Limerick, a session in Dublin, and it was all just kind of a bit haphazard, but we were delivering a service.
Power football, I think you've seen that yourselves, you see the other guys in the wheelchairs and the big football. Fantastic moments to see when you see people who haven't got the same opportunity to play sport like we do, but giving them the opportunity is what the FAI is about through the structures that are there. And I think the future is to try and increase a larger number of participants to play association football.
For a person who's a parachair user to be able to say they can play football is something probably 10 years ago definitely you wouldn't have been able to say here in this country. One particular player from Belfast in the parachair, a Belfast player has said that he never dreamt he could actually play football, and now he's playing a sport. He's playing a sport that he loves, and like any other friend of his is playing football. And he's met other players that are parachair users and created a lot more friendships. So yeah, I think yes, the football part of it is good. It goes beyond that. It goes well beyond football, and it impacts in family life. It impacts in the kids that are involved in it and their whole social networks and the social community that they live in. It just changes lives, to be honest, in a big way. these summer soccer schools every year for the past 6 years for the deaf school, and there's 2 deaf schools in Dublin. There's a girls and a boys deaf school, and every year in May they come together for 4 days. What we have done over the years is these children come to the camps. They get all the football coaching and sessions that any other kid would get on a mainstream camp. But also what we do is we promote the mainstream camps and encourage the kids there to go on the camps, because all of our FAI summer soccer schools during the summer are open to any child who wants to come on it. And any child, if the child needs additional support or assistance, we provide that.
Nothing's gonna bring me down.
2 teachers from the deaf school, the girls and boys deaf schools, Jeff and Sean, came to us with the idea about running camps for the school, and through their hard work, and I suppose without them it's very difficult for us to pull it together.
My name is Sean Hurley and I'm a teacher here in St Joseph's School for Deaf Boys. In 2006 I met Paul O'Reilly. He's an official with the FAI. From 2007 we linked the boys with St Mary's girls from a young age in primary school. It's been brilliant to watch them playing football, so hopefully they'll be ready to go into mainstream camps in the summer. The summer camp has really helped them to make new friends. It's also helped with communication. They didn't need any signs. They will be able to get involved in training, and it's great for meeting new children. They got more confidence and they're enjoying it all. The summer camp is good because the boys and girls are mixing together. At the moment the 2 schools are separate. This is helping them to mix together and make new friends. They're much more confident now, and they're well able to get involved in the summer camps. I think that's very important. We know here we have the link, and from there they want to get more involved in the mainstream camps.
Our MFT programme was established 2 years ago in 2010, and again it was an area that we hadn't looked at. The FAI, the Football for All programme, hadn't really looked at, and I got in touch, and I was contacted by an amputee, Simon Baker, who is from Limerick, and he is now the chairman of the Amputee Football Association. But through the work with him and Christy McGelligan and myself, we established a national committee, and we established the Amputee Football Association of Ireland. Since then they've grown, and we have opened a regional centre in Ballymun United's grounds, and they come together every second Saturday initially, and now there will be a number of the Dublin based and Greater Leinster players would come together midweek in Ballymun as well. We hope to establish a Limerick regional centre, Limerick or Cork, either the end of this year or early next year, and we will be rolling out sort of a small road show going around to different counties, is raising awareness of amputee football, demonstration matches, to let people see, because until you see the game you don't really understand how competitive it is. The game is played on crutches, and that is purely to make it a level playing field. So it does need single leg amputees for outfield players, and the goalkeeper must be a single arm amputee. Our blind programme has been the most recent programme we've established. At this moment in time we have 2 venues, UCD and iTeacherly, as 2 regional centres that we're going to use. We would have at the moment registered probably about 10 players in the programme. This may sound small, but the number of blind players that are in the country, you have to look at it, how many blind people who are blind in the country, how many want to play football, how many are young enough and sprightly enough to play football, and the number gets smaller and smaller. So the numbers out there may not be in the hundreds. You could be taking 30-40 players, might be all we ever have in blind football.
I think it's absolutely brilliant. I used to play soccer a lot before I lost my sight. When that happened, that was the one thing I did really miss, is getting out there on the pitch, kicking the ball around, playing with teammates. I suppose that's the kind of main thing that Football for All has brought to me anyway.
We would have the 2 key players involved in the coaching today would be Nick Harrison, my development officer from Munster, and also Warren MacDonald. Warren MacDonald has been an international visually impaired player and retired a couple of years ago, and is now dedicating his life really to developing blind football.
Blind football has been going for maybe 3 years since we started looking at it properly in detail. Only now in the last year or so are we really starting in detail to get lads training together regularly once a month in a stable venue with the right equipment and that sort of thing. So 3 years in all, but really in the last year pushing it on forwards.
The lads have good commitment when they get a taste of blind soccer, but the problem is trying to get new blind players to bite into it. They're very sceptical about the sport until they try it, and we need to find more players, but the ones that try love it.
But again, you've got an example here of a game that, you know, players would never dream to maybe playing football, you know, because they're blind. This program allows those kids who maybe at this moment in time ability-wise aren't there yet, but allows them to come in and enjoy football and train in a safe environment, an environment where they're free to just express themselves and develop. And I think any of the parents I've spoken to love it, and you know, what we are doing is giving that opportunity to a child who maybe wouldn't have had that opportunity if this program didn't exist. Football is a big part of it, but it's just one element, and it's one thing like of a testament from a parent who never thought he would kick around with a football in the backyard with his son, and now, you know, his son is out there, he's playing with a team, he's able to go support his son, and his son's, you know, school life has improved, family life has improved in a lot of cases, and just, you know, these children now are able to go out and talk to their friends about what they did the weekend playing with their team, and become just part of their community and part of, you know, that whole social scene around school and stuff like that, whereas before they may not have been able to feel they were part of that, and this gives them that opportunity to be involved and to talk about what they've done at the weekend, the teams they've played, the competitions they've played in, the training and stuff like that. There's a nice little story a parent told me where her son was at training and was going to a birthday party afterwards, and literally made his mother stay in the car park that little bit longer so that he was late, and the kids, when his friends asked where he was, he said he was coming from football training. So, you know, it's those little things, those little stories that make it all worthwhile. The FAI have a firm belief and ethos that every player and every child in the country that wants to play football should have that opportunity to play football. Now, that level and the level that the child plays at depends on their ability, but whether a child wants to just come down and train, or whether a child wants to go and compete at international level, they should have that right and the opportunity to do so. And we, for the last 10 years, have endeavoured to create those opportunities and create those pathways where a child can, if they're good enough, can get to play for their country, or if they just want to play local football in their local community club, wear their club jersey, that opportunity now is available to them and will go from strength to strength. And we do believe, and we continue to believe, that, you know, every child born in this country should be able to play football, and we will continue to create those opportunities going into the future.